open 24/7, round the clock. The one at the FM 103.5, whole day, all night. Non-stop delightful radio broadcast. Join us. Culture and entertainment at their best.
103.5 FM at the FM.
Ebonadi FM, Egotuja.
The station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
103.5 FM at the FM.
East Front Street. This is Ebonadi FM 103.5. Hold on.
N'afana na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Etiti gboro niile, ọ jazị ngọzi nwa afọ gị Jesu.
Maria dị asọ nne nke Chukwu, rịọbara ego ndị nje arịrịọ, kịta na ọnwa anyị, amen.
Okwu emela arụ,
O wee binyere anyị.
ekele Maria, Ijipt na Gracia, osebruwa nọnyeli, ịdị ngọzi n'etiti gboro niile, ọ jazị ngọzi nwa afọ gị Jesu.
Maria dị asọ nne nke Chukwu, rịọbara ego ndị nje arịrịọ, kịta na ọnwa anyị, amen.
Rịọbara anyị arịrịọ, ọ nne nke Chukwu dị asọ.
Ka o wee nata nkwa nke Kristi.
Arịrịọ, anyị na-arịọ gị o Chukwu, ka erinye Gracia n'ime obi anyị, ka anyị bụ ndị nje butere ozi ọma, wee mara iwere arụ Kristi nwa gị, site n'afọ ya na obi ya, wee bata n'otito na mbilite n'ọnwụ ya, site na Kristi dị mere anyị. Amen. Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'izu na kịta na ebo niile ruo ebe. Amen.
Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'izu na kịta na ebo niile ruo ebe. Amen.
Otito dịrị Nna na Nwa na Mmụọ Nsọ.
Etu ọ dị n'izu na kịta na ebo niile ruo ebe. Amen.
Ka mkpụrụ obi ndị niile kwerenụ gara aga,
Sị n'ekpere nke Chukwu ka ha zuru ike na ndokwa.
ka mkpụrụ obi fa zuru ike na ndokwa.
Amen.
Onye nwe anyị nọnyere ụlọ.
Nọnyekwara mmụọ gị.
Ka Chineke dị ike niile gọzie ụlọ. Nna na nwa na mmụọ nsọ.
Amen.
Ekpere abịala gị site na nkwado ndị Love Bite Foods and Beverages Limited Nnobi. Ndị na-alụpụta Love Bite Bread nọ na nọmba 1 Nwosu Mmadụka Close, Umuru Nnobi, 081-4982-8254.
Listen to news updates on Ebonadi 103.5 FM immediately after Angelus 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebonadi FM breaks the news with actualities.
I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria,
You can as well listen online via mixlr.com/gistfm.
Good evening and welcome to Abona, the 103.5 FM news update. Today, Monday, the 13th day of March 2023. And the time is 3 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifan Chukwuekeze is my name. The headlines. Obi urges Anambra Edo residents to vote for Labour Party candidate. Says they won't remove Soludo. Enugu, Ugu urges Labour Party supporters to ensure another landslide victory in March 18 poll. Police confirm trending video of alleged assault by naval officers. Imo economy under threat as NLC embarks on strike. He will turn Lagos around. Group endorses roads Vivo ahead Lagos Guba election. Russia's war on Ukraine. Hundreds killed in fighting for Bakhmut. Now, details. Obi urges Anambra Edo residents to vote for Labour Party candidates, says they won't remove Soludo. The Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peterobi, has charged voters in Anambra State to vote for the candidates of the party in the forthcoming House of Assembly elections, saying that they will not impeach the state governor, Professor Sanwo-Olu, as is being speculated. Obi also called on the Labour Party supporters in Edo State not to be discouraged by the outcome of the presidential election, urging them to vote for the party's candidates during the State House of Assembly election on March 18th. Obi made the call on Friday night during an interview with journalists after a closed-door meeting with the House of Assembly candidates in Awka, the Anambra State capital. But in a swift response, Soludo has described the call by Obi for people of the state to vote massively for Labour Party candidates as deceptive, adding that it was also meant to lay landmines for him. The Labour Party's presidential candidate was fielding questions on the claim made by Soludo in a viral video that he would not work with lawmakers from other political parties and they would only receive salaries. The former governor said his interest was for a better society and development, not for the governor's removal. He charged the candidates to ensure they worked with Governor Soludo when they attained victory. We are not urging anyone to impeach any other person. We met with our assembly candidates, calling on Nigerians to vote for the Labour Party on Saturday. We are not asking anyone to go and impeach anybody. People should not be afraid of impeachment. We only seek to get things right in Nigeria. If schools are functional, hospitals working, and other facilities, we have no problem because that is our priority, Obi explained. However, the governor, through his chief press secretary, Mr. Christian Aburime, has described Obi's call as deceptive. We have voted for Labour Party in the presidential election, but for the House of Assembly election, we are voting for APGA, and we want Anambra people to know so, he explained. Meanwhile, Obi has called on Labour Party supporters in Edo State to vote for party's candidates during the State House of Assembly election on March 18th. He urged them to sustain the tempo by voting all the candidates of the party in the Saturday, March 18th State of House of Assembly and governorship elections across the state. Obi, who made this call when he paid a thank you visit to the state, moved with his convoy from the new Benin market through Mission Road to Sapele Road before terminating at Adeshua Road, where he addressed a large crowd of supporters. He urged the supporters to complete what they started on February 25th by voting en masse for Labour Party candidates in the March 18th election, adding that a movement that cannot be stopped had commenced. He said, I must urge the Labour Party supporters not to be discouraged by the outcome of the presidential election. Nigeria must not be allowed to remain the way it is. There must be a paradigm shift from the present state to a better and prosperous Nigeria. We have begun the journey of a new Nigeria. The movement is real and nobody can stop it. We will not allow Nigeria to remain the way it is. We will continue to vote for the Labour Party, Peterobi said. Enugu. Ugwu urges Labour Party supporters to ensure another landslide victory, but in fact, going further to reinstate in our historic Ugwu water of purity to reclaim an integrity known as our unique emblem to global humanity. He said, this keen resolve to break the jinx of the worst misgovernance since democracy came back, multi-layered deceptions and ideas frozen menace of the past 8 years must again boom like ding guns this Saturday, March 18th, as we troop out to vote massively and fearlessly for Labour Party governorship candidate, Honorable Chijioke Edoga, and his League of House of Assembly candidates. I urge you earnestly, great obedience, that we need to perfect what we just began by making sure that those who made festival out of our misery and dance on our tears of agony are leashed to watch a new dawn they refuse to make happen. Ugu also called on those that have been elected and those that will be elected on Saturday to speak and represent the interests of the people of the state. Please remember that elections are a 4-year cycle that ends pretty quickly. If you don't ask those that think they have a political dynasty going for them and their cohorts alone, so be aware that all too soon the same masses will come back again to mark your scorecard and pass their inevitable verdict, he said. Police confirms trending video of alleged assault by naval officers. The Delta State Police Command has confirmed the assault on a police officer by officers of the Nigerian Navy in a trending video on the social media. In the 1 minute 30 seconds clip, an assaulted officer was seen moving about restlessly inside the premises of the police station with angry colleagues appealing to him to stay calm. The incident happened at Kinsley, relax. Don't take laws into your hands. In his response, the assaulted officer pulled off his shirt and hastened towards the gate, apparently to go after the naval officials who allegedly assaulted him. He said, "Make una leave me." The short video further showed him stepping out of the gate before the camera quickly zoomed to where some armed naval officers stood a few meters away from the gate of the police premises. The camera moved closer to a naval official who appeared to be making a phone call and then quickly panned to another scene where a police officer firstly took on one of the naval officials. It is, however, unclear that what could have caused the rift between the police operatives and personnel of the Nigerian Navy. Efforts to get the reaction of the military authorities in the state proved abortive as no official was willing to comment on the issue. But the Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, Mr. Bright Edafe, confirmed the incident to newsmen in a telephone conversation. According to police spokesperson, the incident occurred at Enehe Police Station in Warri area. He also assured that the matter is being handled by the top officials of the police command and the Nigeria Navy. Imo economy under threat as NLC embarks on strike. The bad state of Imo economy, which has suffered tremendous setback over insecurity attacks, is set to worsen as the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC in the state has embarked on strike. The state leadership of the NLC said the strike is to protest the use of thugs and police to disrupt the conduct of its elections in Imo. The NLC president, Joe Ajero, disclosed this in a statement in which he also declared the group's indefinite industrial action in the state. Mr. Ajero said the NLC had instructed its state council across Nigeria to prepare for the state delegates conference for the election of new leadership in all the council areas of the country. Some NLC officials were deployed to various states to act as returning officers in the elections billed for last Tuesday, he said. The NLC president alleged that the Imo state government sought to influence the outcome of the elections in the state by offering gratifications to the delegates to vote for their chosen candidates. The medal summoners was resisted by the delegates who refused the unholy offerings and bids to vote for their chosen candidates, he said. Mr. Ajero claimed that the state government was enraged by the delegates' rejection of their offerings and resorted to violence ostensibly to disrupt the exercise, when it was obvious to the government and their goons that their stooges were going to overwhelmingly lose in the elections. Thugs who armed to teeth descended on delegates, inflicting various degrees of injuries on them, chasing them away and cutting away materials meant for the conduct of the elections that was supposed to be at the heart of the conference. As if that was not enough, security agents led by the police and the so-called State Investigative Bureau invaded the venue and completed the sordid episode. He stated, insisted that the blood curdling and act of violence on people who gather for a democratic election was inexcusable. Continuing, he said, NLC considered this the height of irresponsibility, thus unacceptable and falls far below accepted standards of behavior by individuals who occupy high office in Nigeria, especially the government of state. It truly does demonstrate the level of decay that has continued to fester in leadership circles in the country. It does also show the level of militarization that pervades the state from one end to another, and we also feel that it may be a serious pointer to the source of the violence in the state, which has made the state the epicenter of killings and brigandage in the southeast. The NLC president called on women in Nigeria to prevail on the government of Imo State to mind its business and focus more on rendering good governance to the people and allow us continue setting good examples on how transition of power ought to be, stressing that the government cannot choose leaders for the NLC. The NLC holds the governor and his government responsible for any loss of life in the wanton display of hooliganism against unarmed Nigerian workers who were going about their lawful business of organizing a statutory delegates conference. We call on the federal government, especially the security agencies, to call the errant government to order before it turns the state into a graveyard for workers and the men of decency. His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic, must urgently restrain the government from destroying our hallowed rules of engagement in the industrial relations sphere, which demands an understanding of the rights and privileges of the social pattern, he added. He will turn Lagos around. The group endorses Rose Vivo ahead Lagos Guba election. Cultural Credibility Development Initiative, CCDI, an elite social-cultural organization based in Lagos State, has endorsed Badebo Rhodes Vivo, governorship candidate of the Labour Party in the state ahead of the March 18 election, noting that he is the best man for the job. The group, which communicated the endorsement in a statement at the weekend, noted that Rhodes Vivo has what it takes to reverse Lagos from being a touted, dilapidated megacity to a true modern city devoid of thugs. a former capital of Nigeria, Lagos has lost its finesse and accruements in cleanliness, good road infrastructures, water utilities, electricity supply, industrial hub, export potentials by sea cargo, and startups to a state bedeviled with wanton lawlessness, street urchins, and illicit extortion, deindustrialization, divestment, and gross mismanagement of resources, the group said in the statement signed by its president, Ide Gode Uwazurike, and the secretary, Steve Wabuko. The great vision of our forebears to build Lagos as an anchor for turning Nigeria into a first world nation in Africa has been deconstructed into a phony gamble of personal aggrandizement, extravagance, egotism, grandstanding, and luxuriant imperatives that has thrown the common man into the street of poverty and joblessness instead of the classroom of knowledge, skill, and creativity that betrothed Pa Obafemi Awolowo's highly respected electric dictum of human capital reinvigoration, resulting in Lagos State having more than 2 million out-of-school children in the 21st century. Badebo Rose Vivo, a graduate of architect from the much reversed Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, in the USA, having raised from an acclaimed and decent indigenous Eco family of original Lagos, has character, capacity, competence, stability of mind, credibility, trustworthiness, tenacity of purpose, strength to work, and vision to relaunch a new Lagos in the 21st century. As with New York, New Jersey, New London, so shall a new Lagos happen under the watch of Badebo Rose Vivo as the next governor of the Lagos State by the special help and grace of God. The group expressed confidence that the Labour Party candidate, if elected, will bring about a new Lagos bereft of thugs, touts, area boys, aboros, or other names they call themselves, he declared. Now we move over to the foreign scene. Russia's war on Ukraine, hundreds killed in fighting for Bakhmut. Ukraine and Russia both claimed on Saturday that hundreds of enemy troops were killed over the previous 24 hours in the fight for Bakhmut, with Kyiv fending off unabating attacks and a small river that bisect the towns now marking the new front line. Cherry Shabati, a Ukrainian military spokesperson, said 221 Germany in an interview published on Sunday to speed up supplies of ammunition and to start training allies across the former Soviet Union of the perils of aligning. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and then like the video, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates